Welcome to the InspectNTrack introduction, brought to you by Brady Enterprise Software. So let's talk about the benefits of InspectNTrack. It's cost effective, has a great return on investment value, it increases time management, easily manages important inspections and maintenance tasks, it's got an automated web-based reporting system, it can be accessed worldwide or locally within your own secure firewalls. So what makes us different from our competitors? The user's ability to add and edit in all areas of the application. There's no need for you to call us to add a new checkpoint type or edit that, to add a question or edit a question set, to edit or add an inspection requirement, or to update a standard reference. It's totally in your power. You can even create your own reports if you desire, or have us create them for you. So the question comes up, who uses InspectNTrack? We have safety managers, facility managers, plant operators, EHS departments, asset managers, security managers, and many, many more using InspectNTrack. The uses are unlimited. Welcome to the home page of InspectNTrack. This is the area that allows you to have just quick glances of what's going on. Each module can produce different information, and these modules are totally customizable by you, the end user. Again, you never have to call us to do this stuff. It's all within your power. Let's take a closer look at one of the modules. One of the unique things about InspectNTrack is I have this module that says do items. If I want to really see the breakdown of all of these items where they're at, all I have to do is click on the module and it will generate a report within InspectNTrack showing you point-to-point information, and we're doing this real time, so point-to-point information on each one of those checkpoints that were shown. So as you can see, the home page is a very important place for the administrator or the user. You can keep track of where you're at with your workload or where you're at with your compliance status. So creating checkpoints and administering checkpoint types in InspectNTrack could never be easier. As you can see, I have many different types of checkpoints in here. But with our Define View environment, I can actually make it so you can simply find the fire extinguishers by just clicking on the fire extinguisher view, and it filters everything out. These are all customizable by you. If I wanted to look at my safety category, all I do is click on safety category, or if I want everything back, I can go to default view. Another unique thing is we can sort InspectNTrack by all different categories within the system, so you can do virtually anything you want to do. And then finally, with our advanced search options, you can set up basically any criteria to find information within the system. When we start digging in deeper and start looking at a checkpoint itself, in this case here you can see I have a 10-pound ABC extinguisher. We manage or track the checkpoint ID, which is the barcode, the serial number of the piece of equipment that you're tracking, the description, the category, subcategory. We can do manufacturer and models within the system. We can even track the vendor that you bought it from. The status, whether it's active or inactive within the system, purchase dates, in-service dates, manufacturer dates, or task reference we call it, and then we even track the warranty information if there's warranty capabilities on the checkpoint. It associates it to the customer and the asset location, and then we can track all sorts of tasks. In this case here, a fire extinguisher is one of those unique things that have multiple task requirements. I'm tracking the monthly, annual, 6-year, 12-year hydro in this thing, and then I threw a special case in here. I wanted to do this one extinguisher on a weekly task. InspectNTrack allows you to do that. It's very conforming. Capturing the inspections is an important part of InspectNTrack. As you can see on the right, we capture all the dates and times of the tasks that were performed in the field. We can automate discrepancies within the system so that the technician doesn't have to think about it. If we set a question up to prompt a discrepancy by doing a fail and prompting it, it will automatically do it. Our Routes can be device directed or self-guided. It doesn't really matter. We standardize the process management with our question set capability. You can create a question set, ask all the questions you want, create that repeatable task. And then further, we can do field setup within the Pocket PC. When you scan on a barcode that's not on the Pocket PC, the device will prompt you. This is an unknown ID. Do you want to set it up? And you can go through the process of setup in the field by setting up locations or equipment. We talk a lot about the repeatable process. InspectTrack is the application to manage those for you. We're going to take a look at a case of emergency light annual and monthly testing. And as you can see between the two question sets here, my annual question set has more questions than my monthly. There's no reason to task your people with having to see all the monthly or all the annuals mixed in together. So a true feature of InspectTrack is you can associate the question to the right duration, and the end user would be prompted with these questions in each of those areas. When we look at a question set, you can see in this case here I have a pass-fail with information on it. So the question is, the functionality testing shall be conducted annually. The code script is right here, which tells the user that this is the reference if somebody ever asks, what are you testing under? As you can see also over here, this is a multiple choice question. We also can do numeric values, barcodes, text, pick list with one or multiple responses, and date. So let's take a look at the Pocket PC. The mobile solution is actually the most powerful point of the application. This is where the rubber hits the road, is out in the field. So there's a couple of ways I can start a route. I can either click on begin a route and go in and select the route that I want to start on, or from this area here where it says quick start down at the bottom, I can actually scan my first barcode. So I'm going to actually scan an extinguisher location. And you just heard the beep in the background. What this is doing is actually loading up this location. So in this case it says there's 2 extinguishers at this location. So I'm going to actually scan on the first extinguisher, and you can hear again in the background, you heard the beep. And what it does, if there's a single task associated to this checkpoint, it will actually bring the question set right up. So in this case here, it says, is the extinguisher compliant with NFPA monthly requirements? And I'm going to say yes. The answer is it is compliant. So in this case here, when I'm done, it shows me where my next checkpoint is down in the bottom. You can also see that I have visited 2 of 50 checkpoints so far. 1 was the location, 1 was the extinguisher. So I'm going to keep going down and do a few more inspections. So I'm going to grab the next area here. So I just scanned on the location again, and it prompts me right into the location, and it says, oh, in this case here I have 3 extinguishers. So I'm going to actually come in here and scan this extinguisher, and it will bring me again into my questions. And because I have monthly, it's going to ask that same question over and over and over. This time I actually press that by scanning or by touching it with my thumb. When I'm done, it will ask me to move forward. So I'm going to scan the next extinguisher. And then again, it's asking me, do you want to pass it? And the answer is yes, I want to pass it. So all of these extinguishers were on this checkpoint, and it keeps prompting me and telling me my next checkpoint is A003. It's another 5-pound ABC. What I'm going to do though is actually I'm going to scan something that's not on this location, just so you can see what the system will do. So when I scan a checkpoint and that's not associated to the location, the system says, oh, the last time I saw this extinguisher, it used to be near room 194. Do you want to move it, move it to this new location, the one that was logged last? And if that extinguisher truly is there and you want to move it, all you have to do is say yes, and the system will bind those together. When you upload the device, it will actually show that that extinguisher was moved from the old location to a new location. So the system will automatically adjust the inventory out in the field for you. Furthermore, you can log incidents or discrepancies or change a checkpoint ID. So let's say I was in my list and I have a bad barcode. Say it's this barcode here. All I have to do is hit menu, change the checkpoint ID, scan the new barcode, and then say OK, and it will actually change the ID from the old one, which was TCH1005 to TCH1006. When I press OK on this, it will automatically update the database. It creates an AKA, so it will always track that extinguisher no matter what the ID was. And I'm actually going to cancel this. Other things you can do, you can also create incidents within the system. And you can see in my case here, I have incidents which are basically markers in the history. I'm going to pick on my extinguisher. In this case here, I have several different things that are commonly wrong with extinguishers. Missing pin, missing seal, stuff like that. So I can actually come in here and put blocked. I can type a note if I want on the device, and I'm actually doing it with a keyboard, and log this incident, and it will put it in my history table that I found this extinguisher blocked on this date. Finally, within the area of the menu, I can also hand this off to another technician. So let's say I came in today working and I had to go home ill. I can actually hand this off to one of my co-workers. All they have to do is pick their name and continue on. Now everything in the Pocket PC is being logged under the new person's name. So we've returned from the field and we're back in the office now. I've synced my device back to the system, so now I have data to be able to report on. So let's go take a look at what we did today. I'm going to look at my history report. I'm going to group my abnormal responses, and as you remember, we created an incident. So that's an abnormal response. It at least logs it as a higher priority within my reporting system. And then I'm going to come in here and actually set my filter to look at today. When I generate this report, you're going to see that it created the report. It gives me a summary at the top of how many inspections I did. In this case, I did 4 monthlies. It tells me how many checkpoints I visited, and that's locations to assets. First thing you see, there's my incident that I created, and as you can see, the inspection passed, but I wanted to log that it was blocked, so we can look back and trend on this location and see if we have a problem area. The next 3 inspections were all passed, and you can turn the responses on and off totally within your power within the reporting. The last case I want to show you is, as you can see here, remember the extinguisher that I scanned out of order. It tells me in the report it used to reside at 194, room 194, and the new location now is at 173. So the reports are very intuitive. It tracks literally everything you're doing out in the field, and you have the power to be able to turn things on and off with filtering. When we go back and look at filtering, you can include the user, you can turn location scans on and off, you can hide normal inspections and include only failures if you wanted to do a failure report. And again, we're only talking about one report, the history report. You can turn the graphs on and off. You can actually look and see how the inspection was created. Remember, I talked earlier on the handheld that I can manually visit the checkpoints. I can also track that they're being manually visited. So if you want to be able to audit that people are doing the inspections the right way, all you do is click this box, and then you're going to see in the report that it was scanned, scanned, scanned. And let me go in and I'll actually show you that quickly. So this is the exact same report that I brought up before, but now you can actually see that the inspector was in the field scanning, except for this one that we did manual. And I did this one manually, so it marked it as a manual. To further talk about what you can do in here, we can also hide the question responses, hide the date and time stamps, all sorts of things within inspection. let's say I want to take a look at a report that actually has all the dates. So the recently performed task report allows me to select the date criteria. So maybe I want to look at the last time the inspections were done for the monthly and annual. To do this, I would actually look at the current and previous year, because the annual may be out of the 30 day requirement. So you can actually set the requirements of what duration you want to look at. So in this case here, it's going to pull a report and it's going to show me the last monthly and the last annual, and let's blow this up so you can see it. So it pulls all of the dates, so I can see the last monthly, the last annual. It will show me how many monthlies, how many annuals I did during that period of time, and it also shows me what my start and end dates were. So it's looking from 1/1/2012 to 2013. Just another example of what you can do with the reports within InspectTrack. The final report I want to show you is actually what I call, if we go to our reports and then what's still due, is actually the task status report. And I have it up here, the task status report. The cool thing about this report is we can actually have it do highlighting for us. So I can actually go in, run a report, whether it's a building or against my whole system, and actually generate a report that highlights anything that's overdue. It's due, the due date is greater than 1 month. So let's run this report and see what it returns back. I know my system, I'm not really good about keeping track of all my inspections because I have many different checkpoints within. So you can see it starts breaking out my routes, so I have different customers, different routes, and it's highlighting everything that is overdue. And you have the option again to be able to turn that on and off. It's just another one of the unique reports that we have within the system. You can set filters up, you can do all sorts of things, you can save reports, and you can even schedule reports. So let's say I want to run this report once a month and have it emailed to me. I can come in here and say I want this as a monthly due report. I can run it every 1 month. I can actually pick the date that I want to start it. So I want to run this at the 31st of the month, or let's actually go to the 1st of the month. So I'm going to do April 1st is the first time I want to run it. I want to email it to myself. So I'm going to email it to me, and I'm going to save this. So now by saving this report, what it's going to do is automatically every month it's going to generate this report and email it to my mailbox. So what's next? We talked about a lot of things today. We talked about how do you set checkpoint types up, how do you assign a task interval, how do you associate a question set to that. Also, what can you do from the dashboard? The dashboard is a very, very important part of InspectTrack. It allows you to be able to get a quick glance at what's going on. We talked about field management and working with the Pocket PC out in the field and all the things you can do there. And then when you come back, the reporting aspects. And we only touched what reporting capabilities the InspectNTrack has. There's all sorts of reports underneath each one of those categories, as well as the ability to create custom reporting to meet your specific business needs. So you have current data. Is it something you'd like to actually put into InspectTrack and use the system to track what you're doing today in paper-based? We can create that turnkey solution for you with our professional services group. Let's say you're not happy with your current software provider. Talk to us about it. We'll see what we can do to convert you to InspectTrack and get you on your way to a better experience. We'll listen to your business needs and create a system to custom fit those needs and let you hit the ground running in a short period of time. So what's next? Well, you can visit our website at www.bradyid.com/InspectTrack. Again, www.bradyid.com/InspectTrack. And you can fill out a request more information form. You can download our latest InspectTrack product brochure, or your best bet, give us a call. 1-800-227-3700. 6379 and ask to talk to an enterprise software specialist. They can walk down through what your ideas are, what your business needs are, and they can actually set up a live demo with you talking about your environment and how InspectTrack can actually manage that. We will discuss your needs and show you how InspectTrack can make a difference for you. So we've talked about a lot today. I want to thank you for coming into the InspectTrack introduction and hope to see you in the near future.